During the ensuing chaos, it was later confirmed by rescue teams that Will's 1-liter gas canister was completely empty. This wasn't a vague suspicion or an isolated incident. It was a minute yet fatal oversight that triggered a cascade of events, transforming a controlled dive into a desperate fight for survival. Hi, I am NJ from Freak Files, and I am about to present one of the most horrific diving tragedy. In a small, historic town in North Wales, celebrated for its dramatic landscapes and deep-rooted heritage, lies Aberlas. This abandoned slate mine once powered an entire community, its tunnels echoing with the footsteps and voices of generations of workers. Men labored here, extracting slate that built homes and defined the identity of the town. But a catastrophic flood forced them to leave behind their livelihoods, and over time, nature reclaimed the mine. Today, Aberlas is split between dry, crumbling corridors and waterlogged passages where relics of industrial life lie frozen in time. Imagine a place where rusted mining tools, shattered lanterns, and decaying explosives mingle with the slow drip of water and the relentless passage of time. It is in this eerie labyrinth that our story unfolds, a place that promised history, mystery, and peril in equal measure. Let me introduce you to the 3 men whose journey into Aberlas would forever alter their lives. Will Smith, Darcy Foley, and Sasha London. These were not mere thrill seekers. They were highly experienced cave divers from the UK Mine and Cave Diving Exploration Group. For over 18 months, they had meticulously mapped the maze-like passages of Aberlas, driven by the goal of charting an unexplored dry section roughly 1,000 feet from the mine's entrance. Their overall objective was to map a mine system believed to extend to nearly 1,900 feet in total length, with an additional lower level measuring around 984 feet. Every dive was executed with precision, carrying 12 gas canisters, deploying dive lines that served as lifelines through the oppressive darkness, and using a specialized gas mixture known as trimix, a scientifically calculated blend of helium, nitrogen, and oxygen, to prevent nitrogen narcosis. In their world, every measurement, every data point was critical. And yet, even the most rigorous plans can be unraveled by the unpredictable forces lurking in the deep. Before we reach the turning point, let's consider the realm these explorers willingly entered. Cave diving is not like any ordinary underwater adventure. It is a battle against darkness, time, and nature's hidden terrors. Underwater, every movement must be calculated. Divers employ the frog kick technique, short, powerful strokes that minimize the disturbance of silt on the cave floor. A single misstep that stirs up even a small cloud of sediment can transform a familiar route into a labyrinth of impenetrable darkness. Equally challenging is dry caving, the art of navigating through narrow, claustrophobic passages where you must contort your body to inch forward while the walls close in around you. Imagine lying on your stomach, your arms and legs confined by rock, moving forward only by the slightest flex of your muscles. In Aberlas, these 2 worlds coexist. Vast, water-filled corridors and tight, oppressive dry passages, and hidden within both are dangers that go beyond physical obstacles. One such danger is the presence of toxic gases. Over the decades, remnants of decaying mining equipment and explosives have released carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide into the mine's air. These gases are invisible and odorless in low concentrations, but in confined spaces they can accumulate rapidly, turning an exploration into a deadly gamble. This isn't speculative fear, it's based on objective measurements taken by rescue teams long after the tragedy, proving that the mine's atmosphere was as lethal as it was mysterious. On August 23, 2014, our trio began what they believed would be a routine dive into the Auburn Lost Mine, a section of Aberlas known for its unexplored passages and untouched relics. As they descended, the familiar hum of their regulators and the soft pulse of their headlamps became their only connection to the world above. They navigated through water that was cold, murky, and laden with sediment, passing along the very markers they had painstakingly laid over months of exploration. Every step was recorded, every depth measured, as they followed the dive line that wove through the darkness like a lifeline. For these men, the environment was both awe-inspiring and foreboding. They encountered evidence of a bygone era, rusted mining tools embedded in the rock, fragmented pieces of industrial machinery, and shattered lanterns whose light had long since faded. These artifacts told a story of hard labor, innovation, and the relentless passage of time. Yet, as they moved deeper into the maze, the corridors narrowed, and the water gave way to confined spaces where every inch was measured against the possibility of catastrophe. As the team approached a nearly vertical shaft, an adit used by miners for emergency escape, the tension reached a palpable level. This narrow passage was infamous for its steep incline, unstable footing, and unpredictable air quality. I want you to picture standing at the edge of that drop, your heart pounding as you peer into the abyss, knowing that one wrong move could mean disaster. It was here that Will, the de facto leader known for his calm determination, suddenly signaled that something was wrong. His headlamp flickered erratically, and in a voice barely audible through his regulator, he uttered, "There's a problem with my gas." In that split second, time seemed to stand still. The collective breath of the team was held as Will's expression shifted from confidence to terror. Then, in a heartbeat that will forever haunt the records of Aberlas, he lost his footing. His body tumbled down the steep incline with a sound that resonated like a death knell, a chilling crash against rock and water that marked the moment everything changed. What caused this catastrophic failure? Was it simply a momentary lapse or a malfunction in equipment? The answer lies in the cold, indisputable data. During the ensuing chaos, it was later confirmed by rescue teams that Will's 1-liter gas canister was completely empty. This wasn't a vague suspicion or an isolated incident. It was a minute yet fatal oversight that triggered a cascade of events, transforming a controlled dive into a desperate fight for survival. In the immediate aftermath of Will's fall, Darcy and Sasha reacted with the urgency and precision instilled in them by countless hours of training. They surged toward his fallen form, initiating underwater CPR and attempting to assess his condition with calm, clinical accuracy. But the environment around them was rapidly betraying its deadly nature. Toxic gas levels in the chamber, later measured by environmental sensors, had reached concentrations that made the air unbreathable. The mixture of carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide, released from decades of decaying mining infrastructure, had created a noxious cloud that sapped the life from the already critical situation. I want you to grasp the cold reality of this moment. Despite every safety protocol and every carefully executed plan, the presence of these lethal gases turned every second into a race against time. The data was irrefutable. Within minutes, the toxic air would ensure that any attempt to revive Will would be futile. And as the objective measurements confirmed that his gas canister was empty, the horrifying truth set in. There was no way to overcome the compounded risks. Faced with this unyielding reality, Darcy and Sasha were forced into a decision that no one should ever have to make. The objective facts were clear. Attempting to drag a nearly 200-pound body, burdened further by heavy diving gear, through narrow, unstable passages filled with toxic air, would endanger their own lives beyond repair. With profound grief and an overwhelming sense of duty to preserve their own survival, they made the heart-wrenching choice to leave Will behind in the darkness of Aberlas. Every stroke back toward the surface was an agonizing mix of hope and despair. As Darcy and Sasha clung to the dive line, which they had painstakingly laid through months of exploration, the thought of escaping the suffocating depths was the only beacon in a moment of overwhelming loss. When they finally broke through into the light, the sensation of fresh air was almost surreal, a stark, painful contrast to the oppressive darkness below. By the early hours of August 24th, rescue teams from North Wales and Northeast Wales had mobilized. Their mission was clear: secure the site, recover Will's body, and gather every piece of objective data available. The rescuers confirmed what the divers had feared. The equipment was found to be fully operational, except for that one fatal detail. Will's gas canister was verified to be completely empty. This critical piece of evidence was a stark reminder of how even the smallest error in a high-risk environment can lead to irreversible consequences. Following this revelation, Aberlas was temporarily shut down. Safety inspectors, relying on advanced environmental sensors and detailed gas concentration measurements, determined that the mine's corridors still harbored dangerously high levels of toxic gases. Despite these warnings, pressure from the UK Mine and Cave Diving Exploration Group eventually led to the mine's reopening. With renewed protocols and real-time environmental monitoring in place, the team remapped the entire 1,961-foot main passage and an additional 984-foot lower level, an undertaking dedicated to honoring Will's memory and ensuring that his tragic loss would not be in vain. Now, I speak directly to you. What compels us to push beyond our limits, to venture into places where history and hazard collide so violently? Every dive, every carefully measured move is an attempt to uncover the secrets of our past. But as the cold, indisputable data from Aberlas shows, even the most precise plans can be undone by a single fatal oversight. I ask you, is our relentless curiosity worth the high price we sometimes pay? Can we ever truly master the delicate balance between discovery and safety when the margin for error is virtually non-existent? These are the questions that continue to haunt not only those who dared to explore Aberlas, but also those of us who follow their stories. Even now, as the echoes of that tragic dive reverberate through the corridors of Aberlas, many questions remain unanswered. Could advanced real-time monitoring of gas levels have prevented this catastrophe? Were there other environmental factors in the mine, undetected pockets of toxic gases or subtle structural instabilities that contributed to this fatal failure? And as technology evolves, will future explorers be able to close the gap between human ambition and nature's unpredictable force? The mystery of Will's empty gas canister remains an open loop, a chilling testament to how one small error can lead to monumental loss. These unanswered questions serve as a constant reminder that in the realm of extreme exploration, every second counts and every detail matters. The tragedy at Aberlas is a fusion of objective data and profound human loss, a stark narrative where every meticulously recorded fact is interwoven with a heartbreaking sacrifice. It challenges us to reconsider the risks we willingly embrace in our quest for knowledge and adventure. The verified measurements, the precise environmental readings, and the clear evidence of a single malfunction all point to a sobering truth. In the unforgiving depths of the unknown, even the smallest oversight can shatter lives and alter history. As you reflect on this story, I urge you to ponder the delicate balance between curiosity and caution. How do we continue to pursue the thrill of discovery while respecting the immutable laws of nature? Can we ever fully safeguard ourselves against risks that are as unpredictable as they are inevitable? These questions are not easily answered, and they linger like shadows in the dark corridors of Aberlas. If this narrative has stirred something deep within you, if it has challenged your perceptions of adventure and risk, then I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe to join me on more journeys into the heart of mysteries, where history, data, and human resilience collide. Remember, every exploration carries a price, and it is our duty to learn from the past so that the future may be a little safer. Thank you for joining me on this descent into the depths of Aberlas, a place where every echo tells a story, every measured fact is a lesson, and every moment of discovery comes